They got our guy, our spy pilot. They've got their spy. We want you to negotiate the swap.
I didn't know anything about the Abel Powers exchange. I knew about Gary Powers because all of us, and certainly I grew up in the 50s, 60s, all of us had heard that the U-2 spy plane had been shot down and Gary Powers had been put on public display, public trial. But the story for me as a youngster kind of, ended with a spectacular, shoot down. And I didn't realize that something had happened subsequent to his capture, which was this very backroom exchange, spy swap, between Rudolf Abel, a Soviet spy, and Gary Powers, the American spy pilot.
Okay, here's the thing. The Soviet spy they caught, we want you to defend him. Here's the indictment.
I read much of his book about this very case. A huge amount of it was about the case with Mark Rylance's character. That was most of the book because this case consumed him. It took him all the way to the Supreme Court. It devoured his years. He also developed a great personal relationship with Abel because Abel was a good guy.
Are you good at what you do?
This will be a first for the both of us.
You should be careful.
Every person matters.
Why aren't we hanging him? He's a spy!
We need to know what the Russian was telling you.
We're not having this conversation.
Don't go Boy Scout on me. We don't have a rule book here.
We call it the Constitution, and that's what makes us Americans.
Mark Rylance is an exceptional actor. I saw him in New York City when he did 12th Night, and I've seen him on stage, and I just think he's one of our finest actors.
You know, another thing about Stephen that I'm thinking too is that he really loves narrative. He's really focused on the narrative. Some directors are focused more on the feeling of the actors or on the image, the beauty of the image, the unusualness of the image. But he's very concerned all the time about where the audience's imagination is. Are they on the front of their seat, so to speak? What don't they know? What do they know? How much do I need to tell them to keep them or to set them up for something else? And that's always a good sign, I think. Standing there like that, you remind me of a man when I was young. Our house was overrun by border guards. And this man, my father's friend, he was beaten. Every time they hit him, he stood back up again.